Valerian may have phoned in the name of the faction, but there are enough lizards out there to make its section in the wars at least interesting. Finally, he sleeps here with another video in the Faction Wars series. Here she is, Lydia, your ultimate prize for completing Faction Wars. Now, to claim the Death Siren, you need to 3-star each and every level throughout every faction in Faction Wars, including Lizardmen, which is going to be our focus tonight. First, though, make sure you subscribe here at YouTube, turn on notifications so you never miss when a video goes live. It's easy, it's free, but it does make a big difference for the channel. Now, we just received a monster in the Lizardmen faction for free by way of Pythion during the January 2023 Fusion event. If you did not claim him or were not playing at that time, sorry to say, but you severely missed out. He is a massive threat for this level, bringing support, reviving, and damage when built proper. Now, with any Faction Wars team, you need to build for the roles required. You need at least one damage dealer, maybe a nuker. You need a support champion to keep everyone alive, and then crowd control to help through the waves. For damage, I have dual Scarhides. Now, he is a permanent fusion legendary, making him another free lizard to obtain. The second one I did pull on a shard, but there are a lot of lizards that can fill in here for damage, such as Fushan, Basilisk, and Romantu. I have Dracomorph as the lead on my team, bringing accuracy and wave control with AoE, decreased defense, and weaken. There are other wave control champs in Lizardmen that can easily fill this spot, such as Jarang, and he's an epic that brings decreased attack and decreased defense, or Broodlord, who brings AoE stun. Scarhide also helps on the waves with his weaken and decrease defense as well. I have Venomage in here also, who brings an AoE with heal reduction and poison, working double duty as damage. Now, Pythion is the big draw for this team, though, and the reason it runs so fast. As you can see, we're already at the boss at this point. There is a Pythion video that is out there that shows how I built him. You might want to check that out. He brings healing, block debuffs, a cleanse, strengthen, and a full team revive. There's a link to the description, or link in the description to that video, so you don't miss it. If you don't have Pythion, Broadmaw and Harrispex both offer revive, and together bring increased speed, increased crit rate, and block damage on those revived players. Let's see. Once you get to the boss, if you don't have Pythion, things do get a little bit dicey. Her A1 targets enemy max HP, which makes her an option for the low HP shield technique. Now, I have a full video devoted to the low HP shield technique, so if you're interested in how and why it works, check that one out. The link is in the description. Let's see. The red boss has a self-cleanse and an AoE on her A2 that puts stun on everyone except one, which would be her target, who gets a true fear instead, before it then grants her an extra turn with her A1. Now, her passive is a massive turn meter bump. So for every 1% of HP she loses when attacked, her turn meter goes up 2%. That means that decreased speed and decreased turn meter champs will help slow her down. Now, you'll definitely want to focus on high defense and high HP if you're missing Pythion. Another note, the boss's A2 puts down stun and true fear. These cannot be resisted for this stage, so you're going to want to focus more on defense and HP to keep you alive. Now, if you have other factions you're struggling with, check out the whole Faction War series here in the channel. All the links for the full series are below in the video description, along with the low HP shield technique and the Pythion build video. The things to remember here when you get to this stage is you've got to start somewhere on these factions. This is the final stage in Lizardmen, level 21, but you have to start somewhere. So even if you're working with rares in the beginning and maybe an epic or two, Start there and keep working on it. Faction Wars is a marathon, not a sprint. There are a lot of levels and a lot of factions, and it does seem overwhelming at first, which makes sense because there is so much to do, but it's just a matter of staying focused and staying on it. Patience is going to be your friend with all of this. Trust me, it does eventually get easier as you continue to build champs. You don't need all legendaries. You don't even need all epics or everybody at 60. You just need to build them correctly to make your way through. Now, if this information helped you out along the way in your run toward Lydia, please consider subscribing here on YouTube. It's a small gesture that goes a long way toward growth of the channel. I'm Finally He Sleeps. Thanks for hanging out. And as always, as long as you keep watching, I'll keep making videos.